Hi, my name is Lisbeth Andrea Garduño Gomez, and this is my evidence number 1. Let's talk about the steps of planning. We have so many points, so many important points that one of them is determine the purpose of your presentations and identify your own objectives. Next, we have know your audience and what it knows. Define your topic, arrange your material in a way that makes sense for your objectives, and compose your presentation, create visual aids, practice your presentations, and this is so important, make necessary adjustments and analyze the room where you'll be giving your presentation. For example, sidelines, equipment, etc. And practice again. This is so important. So, as you can see now, there are many steps involved in preparing an effective presentation. The beginning is the hardest part, and you will see that is true here. And once you have prepared these first two steps, you will have a basis to develop your content. So, this is the types of presentations. We have informative presentation, persuasive, goodwill, multipurpose, instructional, decision making, presentation arousing, and they are so important because each type of presentation requires a specific organizational technique. That is, it's not just about the right contents, but also about the right way to introduce them to your specific audience. And in a few minutes, we also talk about the audience that we have. For example, the communication it's part an important part of the present, and to have an effective presentation, that we have first the introduction. Here we explain the content and purpose of our presentation, and this is a crucial part of your speech because you are trying to gain the audience's attention and trust. And there are key elements that, for example, if you have a positive start like good evening, my name is John Smith and I will talk about blah blah blah. And for example, what will be discussed? For example, today we are going to learn, and the other one is the treatment to be applied to the topic, like compare, contrast, evaluate, describe. For example, here says, we'll be evaluating the second law of blah blah blah. These points are very important for our presentation. Next we have the main points that it's so important, and we have the presentations can be designed and used in a variety of different situations, and you will surely find as many as there are presenters in the world. As we stated in our last topic, we used to believe presentations were limited to the corporate and educational worlds, but also we can consider sales presentation, motivational presentation, briefing, status reports, even interviews or training sessions. But the aspect of communication, let's see in this side, as a practical issue as well as the various techniques that can be implemented to achieve a solid presentation. That is the way. For main points are the foundation of your presentation. They will help you maintaining your priorities, focus, and follow a sequence. You have to put aside your research notes and make a summary of the main points you want to make, because the audience know that you are talking about. So, for example, we have the conclusion, and in this conclusion, this is the right time, as in your introduction, to address your audience directly, keeping in mind that you have to be confident, dynamic, and straightforward. Of course, you also have to show yourself open to the feedback your audience will provide you. For example, if your audience has so many questions for you, you have to answer them. And for example, in the to know your pal, it's so important, because that it means purpose, audience, and logistics. Briefly discussed before, this is exactly the right place to start to know your pal. For example, if you have a presentation, informational presentation, ask yourself, what is the purpose of my presentation? Is it informational? Or for example, is it a persuasive presentation? Make them believe in your message and give a call for action. So we have to know our audience. And remember that you have to find out as much as you can about your audience, so you're not too far above or far below from what they know and what they expect from you. So, for example, examples of transitions are, let's begin by checking the subject out. Or now that we know the basic principles of blah blah blah, we